Hi everyone, I'm Jimaku Brims and welcome to review of Herzeleid, the debut record by the band Rammstein. Today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already reviewed half of their discography, so go check those videos out. My story with this band is quite simple. My siblings were massive fans of their music. Even after Sehnsucht came out, they had both of their records laying around, so when I was like 3-4 years old, I would listen to Herzeleid and Sehnsucht on a cassette tape player. I especially enjoyed this album when I was young. I didn't understand any words because, well, I didn't speak German at the time. I learned this language like 10 years later. So yeah, that's my story. I've been a Rammstein's fan ever since. We've got the producer Jacob Hellner, who was producing Rammstein's music from this record till Liebe ist für alle da, which is quite interesting relationship. Like, the band respected and liked their producer, and the producer had patience to keep up with them for over 15 years. Also, Rammstein started their career in like 93, 94, recorded lots of demos, and they finally got attention of the record label Motor, and that's who released this album. Here's the entire story, you can read it, I don't have time for this. We have 11 songs and some demos, which I'm also going to review. What's interesting about Rammstein is the fact that the lineup never changes, it's always the same 6 people. From what I understand, they go to couples therapy, like as a band, to solve their problems. Having the same people since the start, like since 1993, 1994, is a big achievement for sure. We've got Till on the vocals, Richard and Paul on the guitars, Christian on the keyboards, Oliver on the bass, and Christoph Doom Schneider on the drums. I'm just going to call him Doom because he has that nickname on this release, because he was playing lots of the Doom game. And as you might know my channel, I have lots of Doom related content here. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, not as well, no clipping, just the way I like it. I love how the drums are mixed, the bass is up front, the guitars are crunchy, the vocals are also mixed perfectly, and of the keyboard elements, all of that stuff. It's like a puzzle that fits. Message is diverse. Thank you Rammstein for demonetizing this video, because we've got lots of adult topics here, from incest to rape to necrophilia to eating people to pedophilia to heartache, hardships of life, a song about a prostitute. Rammstein song is about the Rammstein, you know, airplane crash or something like that, and lots of songs about just regular sex. So that's what this album is about. Usually they use metaphors to convey those topics. Sometimes they just go in like without any nuisance. This song is about that, and you have to understand it. So yeah, also lots of songs about anti-religious topics like the Meister and Asche Zu Asche. Years ago, when I was younger, I was reading those lyrics literally. So for example, I thought the song Seemann was actually about sailors. Well, it's not, and since I know that information, I don't enjoy the song as much as I did before. I am not a fan of songs about intercourse, like sex, stuff like that. It's just not for me. I still do enjoy listening to these songs. I just skip the themes because they do not interest me at all. Sorry to disappoint you, that's just who I am. Structure of the tracks is basic, standard intro, which is usually extended to like 1 minute. Then we've got a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, extended bridge, and verse, pre-chorus, chorus, outro. When it comes to the music genre on this release, it's industrial metal, with some slight black metallish and death metallish influences on a song like Seemann, for example, or Der Meister, because the riffs are very heavy. This is probably the heaviest Rammstein album guitar-wise, because of the solos and the crunchy guitar riffs which just go so hard. I love them. Now let's talk about the musicianship on this release. Let's start with the keyboards. I must say that I do love the symphonic elements, the keyboards, the all of that stuff works perfectly, and I am very annoyed that nowadays Rammstein has abandoned these keyboard samples. They sound so cheesy and new school like nowadays on the last 2 records. I wish they would go back to those old synthesizers from the 90s. They had that majestic feeling about them, or magical even, and new school stuff does not sound like that at all, so I love every single keyboard section here because it sounds fun and it adds more identity to the band's music. Now let's talk about the drums by Doom. I love his style, the precision of his playing, the grooves, all of that. The double bass work, which he does here and there. I love his playing here. On the new record, he sounds like very tired, like on Side for example, but here he had energy, he had passion for music, and you can feel that in every second of his playing. Now let's talk about the bass work by Oliver. The bass is audible, it mostly follows the guitars, but we have lots of segments here and there where only the bassist is playing, or the bassist and the drummer, and some vocals on top, so I love the bass sounds here. The bass is integral part to the band's sound. Now let's talk about the guitar work by both of the guitarists. I love their crunchy, heavier guitar riffs mixed with those more intricate melodies here and there. I love all of that stuff. The guitar solos slap, especially on the song Herzeleid and Heirate Mich and Weisses Fleisch. Great guitar solos. And last but not least, let's talk about the vocals by Till Lindemann. This man is a legend for a reason. He has a very distinct sounding voice that you cannot mistake for anybody else. Same as the vocalist of Disturbed, for example. I love how he sounds emotional and passionate here. He does some singing, shouting, yelling, even screaming like on Heirate Mich. All of that stuff. And it sounds perfect. It complements the music. I have nothing bad to say about the vocal performance. It was stellar from beginning to the end, very commanding. He had power in his voice here and I just love it. Now let's rate the individual songs. The album opens up Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen. I love this song with all of my heart. The opening, the intro. That sample from the Doom video game. The song is about well, sex. Who would have guessed, right? I love the guitar riffs, the melodies, the keyboard elements. Love every single section here. And it's also hilarious to me that the record starts and ends with a song that the chorus is basically screaming Rammstein. Rammstein. So that's actually quite fascinating. They had at least 5 songs that had like Rammstein as a chorus. You can write them all down in the comment section. I think Rammstein also had Rammstein as a chorus. Wollt ihr das Bett in Flammen sehen? Wollt ihr hart und die hart dagegen? Ich wollte auch den Dolch ins Säcken stecken. Ich wollte auch das Blut vom Täter lecken. And then we have the bridge. Sex ist eine Schlacht, ja. Liebe ist Krieg. Judging. I love how he loads the weapon. So yeah, this song is perfect. It's a fantastic opener. This is how you start your career. 10 plus out of 10. Their Meister is not a song, it's a way of life. I love the opening guitar riff. It's so heavy. It's probably the best riff from 1995, like up there with Def's Symbolic record. You have to check that one out as well. Yeah, I love this guitar riff. And the those breaking sounds from a car as samples are also fantastic. I love every single section here. This song is such a blast that I had to make a Doom MIDI cover of it for today's anniversary, so go check that one out if you haven't yet. The Meister is fantastic. Love the curves, love the verses, especially the guitar riffs and the drums, double bass work, all of that stuff. This is one of my all-time favorite songs, that's for sure. 11 out of 10. Weisses Fleisch has an interesting intro. It builds up. Weisses Fleisch. Wow. Love the groove here, the vocals, the chorus, and the Weisses Fleisch Heirate Mich. Boom, boom, boom. But the guitar solo here is fantastic. The whole bridge section with the drumming, the guitar riffs pounding, and that solo. Wow, 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 wow. So yeah, another fantastic song on the same level as the opener. 10 plus out of 10. Asche Zu Asche was my all-time favorite song when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I listened to this one almost every single day. I was like, I loved it. Those keyboard sections, all of that crap. I just loved this song with all of my heart. Nowadays, I feel like this is similar to System of a Down Chop Suey in a sense that I've heard this song for so many times that it slightly lost its power. I still consider this song a masterpiece and I have nothing against it, but nowadays as I was listening through the record again, I was like, this is my least favorite song. Probably because I've heard it like 10,000s of times, but it's still great. I love every single section, the keyboard, the drumming, the vocals and the guitar riffs, all of that slaps, 10 out of 10. Seemann, the black death metalish song on the record, I love this one. Komm in my boat, ein Sturm kommt, es wir nach, wo willst du hin? So ganz allein treibst du davon. I love the chorus here. Jetzt stehst du da an der Laterne, hast Tränen im Gesicht, das Abendlicht verjagt die Schatten, die Zeit steht still das helps. Something like that. I fucked up the ending, sorry for that guys. I love the guitar riffs here, the tremolo riff, the atmosphere of this one, it sounds so nostalgic and sad and depressive. It's why I thought this song was not about a prostitute or sex. I thought this was actually about being alone on a sea somewhere, like lost. Sadly, that's not the case, but I still love this song very much. One of my all-time favorites, that's for sure. The atmosphere alone makes this one a standout track in my heart. 11 minus out of 10. Riechst So Gut has a fantastic intro. Der Wahnsieg ist nur eine schmale Brücke. Die Ufer sind Vernunft und Trieb. Ich dachte nicht nach, das Sonnenlicht an Geist verwendet, verwandelt kann das Wort des Geistes, wer es seine Mutter ist. Wow, ich finde dich. Why do I remember that stuff? Anyways, this song, well, it's fantastic. It even has two music videos, one from 1995 and the other one which is like about vampires, I think, from 1998. I don't know why this one was chosen as a single. I would choose maybe the Meister instead, or Das Alte Leid, but that's just my opinion. Still, this song is fantastic from beginning to the end. Love the keyboard sections, the drumming, the vocals, all of that stuff. If you want, you can check out a cover of this song by the brutal death metal band Benighted. It's so funny listening to their cover and then going back to this original one. 10 plus out of 10. Das Alte Leid is my third favorite song from this band, right up there with Adios and Stein Stein. I think Adios is the best Rammstein song, then Stein Stein, then this one. Sometimes this one is better than Stein Stein, it depends on my mood, but Adios is always on top. So this song was my favorite when I was 4 or 5 years old, before I've heard Mute album. So yeah, Hallo, Hallo, I love the groove, the drumming, the guitar riffs, that main guitar riff, and then the verses. Aus der Bohne und in das Licht ein Wessen mich zu gehen denkt, für diese selbes und das alte Leid, meine Tränen mit Gelächter fängt, So it's just chugging on the guitar, but it's just so cool, so heavy. Love the chorus here. Ich will ficke, nie mehr, das alte Leid, nie mehr. I just love the chorus. This song is about mortality and why do we live, all of that stuff. So nowadays I even respect this song even more. I also find it funny that ich will ficken moment in the middle, because it means I want to fuck, so it's hilarious to me. Still, this song is great. The only downside of it is the awful crying of a baby in the outro. That's fucking disgusting. Like, I hate children and I hate listening to children, so I had replaced this album version with like previous iteration, because Das Alte Leid has like 3 or 4 different versions before the final cut that was on the album. So it sounds just the same as the song on the record, just without the child's crying in the background. That's the better version. I just don't want to hear a child. Also, my favorite part of this song, besides the chorus, the singing, is that small little break in the middle, that tutum 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 ts, ts, tutum 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 ts, ts, tutum 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 tutum. So that's actually on the Live aus Berlin DVD that I have of Rammstein from 1999. In one of the menus, that's like put on the loop, that part, tutum tutum tutum. So as a child, as like 4 years old, I would listen to that one for like 20 minutes. Tutum tutum tutum. I just love that part as well. So yeah, that's Alte Leid, 12 out of 10. Heirate Mich. Hey, hey, hey. Heirate Mich. Hi, hi. So this song is probably the most weird one when it comes to lyrics. I love its atmosphere. It sounds like they are playing in some monastery or something like that. Love the guitar riffs. Dum, 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 dum. The best part of the song is obviously the guitar solo in the bridge. And yeah, I guess this is my second least favorite song, but I still enjoyed from beginning to the end. And that ending with that screaming, because he cuts off his how can we say that without YouTube blocking the video? He cuts off his rooster, so to speak. Heirate Mich, great song from beginning to the end, 10 out of 10. Herzeleid, the title song, probably has the best groove on the record. Then, wenn, euch, auch, viele, ja, Herzeleid, Herzeleid. Love that chorus, love it, and he sings it, but then he screams it. Herzeleid. He sounds so sad and so angry at the same time, so I just love this song with all of my heart. Because Herzeleid means heartbreak or heartache, and you can feel that in every single section here. The guitar riffs, the bass, the drums, the cool keyboards. Hell yeah, this song is fantastic. I love the keyboard. Dum 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 dum. And that guitar solo is just out of this world. Hell yeah, Herzeleid, one of the better songs here, that's for sure. Should have been played live nowadays. It's a banger. 11 out of 10. Laichzeit. Love the main melody. Pam pam tu 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 paya pa pam pam tu 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 paya pa pam pam tu 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 tu. Love the vocals here, all of the music, the drumming. This is also a classic song. The lyrics are oof, just oof, but everything else is on point. Love it. The chorus, Laichzeit, Laichzeit, everything is perfect in this song, from the keyboards to the drums to the bass lines to the guitar riffs. I have nothing else to add. You have to listen to this one right now. 11 out of 10. Rammstein has a dark intro. Tum, 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 Rammstein, ein Mensch brennt, die Sonne scheint. So this one has a music video, I think, from the movie Lost Highway, because this song and some other track from this record were featured in that movie. I've watched it years ago. It's a fantastic movie, so go check it out. From what I remember, this might be the first Rammstein song. It's from which one they have their band name. Love the atmosphere here, the darkness it has, how it's performed live with Till in that suit being like burned. It always looked so cool to me. Love the bridge section the most, and the outro with that cool guitar song. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. How the guitar solo is still going off in the background as the chorus comes back at the end. So that's beautiful. Yeah, this song is a classic. The second best track here, I think, 11 plus out of 10. Now let's talk about the B-sides and songs that didn't make the cut for the record, and wow, we've got lots of songs to go through. I'm not going to talk here about the Alte Leid 1994 version, because I did mention it in my Sehnsucht video, so go check that one out. I think that Alte Leid 94 was fantastic and I enjoyed the song. Also, we've got Tier from 1994 as well. It was called Beast at the time. It also sounds interesting because it's like 80% completely different song. I do enjoy it, but it was never like released in a better quality. We are still waiting for that. There are lots of songs, lots of demos from Rammstein, from Herzeleid in 1994 demo period that still didn't saw the light of the day. So I'm only going to talk about 4 songs here, because Tier and Alte Leid, well, these ones were, you know, in the Sehnsucht video. Wein is a track Till wrote in 1994. It's a beautiful ballad about him wanting some woman or some crap like that. I do enjoy it a lot because it reminds me of the Serious Sam The Second Encounter video game, the soundtrack from that game. The I remember they played this live on that DVD Live aus Berlin that I own, and it was a fantastic performance. 10 out of 10. Feuerräder. This is an interesting song because it has 2 versions. The 1994 one, which is like 4 minutes and 50 seconds long, and then the Herzeleid B-side version that's like 4:20, and there are massive changes there. I feel the 420 version is a little bit too hollow. It does not have that much interesting melodies. They were basically cut off. The longer version is interesting but also has some weird keyboard effects, so I am not sure which one is better. They are both on the same quality, but if I had to choose one, I would probably go for the 4 minute 50 seconds one. You can check both of them out on YouTube if you want to see the difference between them, because there are differences. 9 out of 10. Jeder Lacht is an early version of the song Adios from the Mute album, like 6 or 7 years before that. It has some of the same lyrics, but the music is completely different. I do enjoy it, but I feel like it's nothing special. I understand why it wasn't added to the album. It sounds slightly unfinished, they could have polished it up more. That's it basically. 8 out of 10. Schwarzes Glas, this is like an early version of their Meister song. The opening riff from the Meister is the verse here. So that's the verse here, and Schwarzes Glas is an interesting song for many reasons, because that first demo version, the second one, they have that the Meister riff, but then they've played this song live in 1996. You can find it online, and there they had a new guitar riff in that spot because they already used riff from the Meister. So I thought, why wasn't this song like released on Sehnsucht album? And from what I found, basically the producer Jacob, he was like, I don't like this song that much, we should scrape it, and that's what they've done. So this is the reason why you don't have Schwarzes Glas on the Sehnsucht album. It had some new riffs written for it, but essentially it was lost in the oblivion. They never came back to it. You can still enjoy the live performance from 96 and the demo versions from 94. I think it's a great song, nothing more basically. It's okay. I do understand why it's not on the album. They should have worked on it more, but it's still a fun time, that's for sure. You should check it out. 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is ideal, replayability, yeah, it's a legendary record. I enjoy it from beginning to the end. It doesn't have any weak songs. I don't want to skip any track here. When you start listening to this record, you have to finish it, because every single song is a banger, it's a fun time. The highlights for me are Das Alte Leid, Rammstein, Herzeleid, Der Meister, Weisses Fleisch, Laichzeit, obviously, what is Seemann, Weisses Fleisch, Wollt ich das Bett in Flammen, Sehen. Celebrate the anniversary by spinning this record today. It deserves your love and attention. Shout out to all of my beautiful Patreon members who gracefully support me and I can make these videos. You can join them if you want. I would love that. Links in the description. See you next time. Bye.